So good afternoon, New Orleans District. This is Colonel Murphy, and I'm filming today's video from the shore of the Mississippi River right outside our headquarters. And you can see in the background the famous Carrollton Gauge, the gauge that's really referred to by so many people to indicate the river stages, especially during high river. And I picked this spot to start our video off at because it's a significant time. So just about a week ago, we finally came out of flood stage here in the district on the lower Mississippi River. And that's a big deal for us because last year, the longest flood fight in our district's history at 292 days. Well, this year, 175 days, the second longest. And we opened Bonnie Carey again. So a lot of significant work and effort has gone into that flood fight for the 175 days this year. So I really wanted to say a big thank you to all you folks who've been involved, the 100 plus volunteers who did the levee inspections, all the folks who worked in EM, in engineering, operations, construction division, emergency management, so many folks. I know I'm going to forget some of you. But so much effort, 175 days. Can't say thanks enough. But I'm actually standing on the beach that you couldn't see for that 175 days because as you look, the river is just above 7 feet, which is unheard of. So I really wanted to say a big thanks to the team. This is a big deal for us. And it's a big deal for us especially because right now, we are in the heart of the hurricane season. Started June 1st, and we started it off with a bang with Tropical Storm Cristobal while the river was high. And the National Weather Service has predicted that it's going to be an extremely busy hurricane season. So not having a high river during that to have to worry about the levees and our flood risk management system is just one less thing to worry about. So we're really excited about that. So I wanted to share with you a few things. We just have so much going on. And I wanted to provide you an update because you haven't seen me on video. Actually, it's probably been about a month since you've seen me. But a lot of changes in the Corps of Engineers. So General Semonite, you've seen him on the news with the alternate care facilities with COVID. He's been our chief for 4 years. Well, eventually he'll change out. And he came down to visit us, almost a last-minute visit, but the team put together an incredible visit. And that was just about a month ago. And then here more regionally, we had Major General Diana Holland take over from Major General Toy on the 30th of June. And what district did she visit first? New Orleans District. Because especially as we're in the heart of hurricane season, she wanted to come down here and see what we're doing to prepare for the hurricane season and see how she fits into that. And she had a great visit. I want to tell you, with everything we got going on in the nation, diversity with our new commanding general is really exciting. So she's the first female commanding general in the Mississippi Valley Division. She's coming to us from the South Atlantic Division, so she's bringing in a lot of experience. But she was also the first female commandant of the U.S. Military Academy at West Point. She's also been the first female assistant division commander of an infantry division. So General Holland just brings in a lot of experience, a lot of great leadership experience in the Army, and we're really looking forward to serving with her over the next few years. In addition to all that's going on, because even though we're at mass telework, we're in this COVID-19 environment, the train continues to move. And I wanted to send out a big shot to the folks that are still making it happen virtually. I know we just held I think it was 5 public meetings in the last week with projects and studies we have going on. A lot of effort going on, but we're still seeing interest by the public who are signing in and watching this stuff virtually. So I know this is a first for a lot of us, so I want to say thank you to the team. Just yesterday, we had, actually the day before yesterday, the director of FEMA came into town. He's visiting the Gulf Coast. He was visiting the Hurricane Storm Damage Risk Reduction System, and he decided, hey, I want to see the Bonnie Carey Spillway, which, as you know, the New Orleans District owns and operates. So really, our team was able to put together a last-minute unplanned visit, and we took him out to see Bonnie Carey, and we explained to him, hey, here's how the Corps of Engineers operates the lower Mississippi River. So a great visit, but my point is what we do here in the New Orleans District is so important, and not just for the state, but for the nation. The busiest river in the United States, in all the United States, is right here behind me. And we help manage the navigation. So for all the folks that work on the river, who manage the dredging on the river, the survey crews, the construction crews that are getting out and doing, I cannot say thank you enough. Your work is incredibly valuable. So I don't want to make this video too long, so I really want to cut to two more messages. And the one that I think you care most about is COVID-19. What are we doing as a district? What's going on? So what we're seeing is essentially a resurgence. All you got to do is watch the news for about 5 minutes, and you see Florida's a red state. Texas is a red state. There's restrictions going up all over the United States. 25 out of the 50 states, to include the District of Columbia, have mandatory face masks in public rules, laws out there. We are one of those states. The governor just recently announced that it's mandatory to wear a face mask in public. So our plan, our reconstitution plan, our coming back to work plan is very closely synced to the environment about us, what the state's doing, what the country is doing. And so as we're about 2 to 3 weeks away from going back to school, I'm sure many of you are wondering, hey, what is the commander's guidance? What is he thinking about transition? Because the last video I came on, I told you, hey, we are looking at transitioning from phase 1 into phase 2, which is open for business once school goes back. But I want to assure you that right up front, I told you we'd remain as flexible as possible for as long as possible. And right now we are seeing such a divergence. There is no parish, 2 parishes that seem to be doing the same things, county, states. So right now we are going to stay in phase 1, which is essentially a continuation of mass telework, where those who are ready and willing come back to the office. And really, since we transitioned from that phase 0 mass telework into the phase 1, where ready and willing come back to work, we haven't seen a lot of people come to the office. It's anywhere between 160 to 200 people a day, which was not a significant jump. I will tell you, I think it's about the safest environment you could be in. At least working here in the district officer space, we have the HEPA filtered and UV filtered air system. We have cleaning going on every day. The building's been cleaned numerous times. But I will tell you, in the district, we have seen recently, over the last 2 months, we haven't seen any positive COVID-19 cases. Then really just in the last 2 weeks in July, the number was 5. We've had 5 positive cases. And so I'd remind you, please continue to practice all the same CDC guidelines that you have been doing. You're washing your hands. You're wearing your mask. If you feel sick or you think you could be COVID positive, don't go into your workplace. That has actually been a problem. If you think that you are sick, if you plan to go into the doctor because you might be displaying symptoms, please don't come into the office, because there is a risk that you do have COVID-19 and you could have exposed your peers. And we are quick to respond. We clean things down. We do the trace testing where we let people know, hey, you were around a person that has it. One of the challenges is by HIPAA regulations right now, we can't put the names out of people who have been tested positive for COVID-19. And I know this is hard for some of our employees because they want to know details, they want to know names. But right now, we are not allowed by HIPAA regulations to put out the names of employees who have been infected by COVID-19, both for their personal privacy. But that's about it for now. We're going to move to a new location and we'll talk a little bit more. So I wanted to close our video today in a new background. and I've specifically chosen the river and the largest dredge in the Corps of Engineers that happens to belong to the New Orleans District, the MV Wheeler. And my point will be on safety, specifically water safety and your safety. So on the first thing, we are seeing some significant heat here. And I just ask everybody as we go into summer, as everybody's gotten well tired of being indoors for COVID-19, that you practice the normal safety precautions that you would in the summer, and especially with COVID-19. In water safety, please don't swim alone. Please wear a life preserver and practice all the standard boating safety rules. I'd ask you for driving. Really important. And since the beginning of July, the Army has seen the deaths of 14 soldiers. But the statistics really are analogous to our civilian population as well. Everything from driving while intoxicated, to driving too tired, to just not paying attention when doing. And just one of the accidents that happened that I wanted to share with you was someone lost control of their vehicle. They hit a power pole. The power lines fell on the vehicle, electrified the vehicle, and the soldier was electrocuted. And I bring that up because I saw the same type thing happen, minus the electrocution, but just driving down Leak Avenue here the other night during a rainstorm. A woman lost control of her vehicle, hit a power pole, and it came down over the top of her car. So I'd ask you, we have no more valuable asset than you as our employees. So please stay safe. Here in this COVID environment, maintain your social distancing. Remember to wash your hands. Do everything you can. One of the recent quotes that I'll share with you that I really like was, "It's not about me, it's about we." So even though you may not like wearing a mask, do it because you care about your fellow employees, your family, and your loved ones, and just the community that we all live and work in. I appreciate everything that you guys do day in and day out to keep us running in this COVID-19 environment. I'll close by saying we're going to remain as flexible as possible for as long as possible, especially as we look at what the school districts and the daycares are doing in response to this. So if you have questions, talk to your supervisors, but I wanted you to hear it first from me. Thanks for all you do, New Orleans. This is Colonel Murphy, out.